That's better. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining us on this fine Monday evening. I hope you are all doing very well. I hope you're all happy. I hope you're enjoying another week in... what month are we in? What month are we in? June. In June. Fucking hell. Is it? Second week of June, chat. Second week of June already. We're back with another Great Hall Hobby Night. And tonight, something a bit different. I'd call it a bit of a palate cleanser, but Luce and I both had a terrible night's sleep last night, not for reasons I'd like. And I don't really want to paint right now. And I've done some painting today and my eyes are sore. So, in honour of our dear channel friend, Mr. the Kai Burgess, who lovingly sent us a Blood Bowl team of gnomes, I thought I'd make these tonight. If you're new here, if you're new on the channel, there's a few things. So these Great Hall Hobby Nights, I'm not looking to create a masterpiece. I'm not looking to convert the best looking model in the world ever. I'm not looking to paint something that could go in a museum. That's not the case. We're literally just all hobbying together, right? So hopefully you guys at home have got some snips and a scalpel ready or some paints ready, and you're ready to hobby along at home with us. That's the point of it. So don't expect the next groundbreaking hobby tip, okay? Don't expect that. Just expect us to hobby along and chat bollocks for the evening. That's pretty much what we're going to be doing. Also, if you're new here, there's a couple of other points. Firstly, please make sure you smash all those magical YouTube buttons for us. Hit like if you enjoy the content and we deserve it. Smash that subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification icon if you want to be notified every single time we go live or drop a new video. Alternatively, you can become a member of the Great Hall, and that gets you in Discord. And if you're in Discord, you can react to the reaction roll bot. And if you react to the reaction roll bot, when we drop a new video or go live or schedule a new stream, it lets you know if you are reacted to that reacted roll bot. Words and junk, right? So Discord lets you know. And if you are not a member already, you might get lucky. And someone might gift you a membership, like Mr. the Whitey 55, who gifted 5 of the finest memberships before we even started. Look at that. 5 gifted memberships right off the bat. Thank you so much, Mr. the White 55, for our new campaign this week. Liam for PM. Wow. Yeah. So, Liam for PM's the campaign tonight. So if you agree with that, you know what to do. Fill that bar up. Whoop. That's the noise it makes. Right? You can't hear it, but that's the noise it makes. So there we go. We're just gonna build some names tonight. We promised you a couple of weeks ago that if you, I think, did 150 memberships in a Liam and Joe show stream, then we would bring Blood Bowl to the channel at some point in the future. Okay? A couple of points for you, wonderful people. Yes, we are going to do that, and we have in fact got our hands on a number of Blood Bowl teams. Secondly, we are likely to put any kind of content that is not 40k or 4th edition Age of Sigmar out to members only. I'll explain. I've done a little bit of research and a little bit of reading. And what doesn't impact our algorithm to the wider YouTube audience is if it's a members only video. Now, my concern at the moment with Blood Bowl, at least, is if we put Blood Bowl out to the general public and we get 1,000 views on it, it might murder our algorithm, or 50 views on it, whatever. It might murder our algorithm, right? So at the moment, we're not reducing the content, but when we bring extra things and we trial them, at the very least in the trial phase, it'll be members only as we trial it. All right? I don't like members only content. I don't like paywalling content, but I also need to not murder our algorithm, and I need to play it carefully. I repeat, it doesn't mean less content. Hopefully it means more content, okay, in the future. Thank you so much, Big Bad Peter Gaming, for gifting the membership. You sniped Mr. the Kai. Kai then decided to pay it forward and gifted another membership. That's 7 already. People that want Liam for PM. See? Says so. And Mr. the Warhips is just raided with his 3 viewers. It doesn't. How many does it tell me? Warhipster and his view. Why is it white writing on a white background? Warhipster and their viewers just joined. Say hello. Hello, Mr. the Warhipster and his viewers. How's it going, Josh? How are you, sir? Are you about, Josh, on Wednesday for a Discord call? I know you messaged me about it the other day, and I'm just asking you out in public on YouTube because I didn't reply in WhatsApp. So that's what we're planning to do, right? Thank you, Mr. the Hipster. Hope you guys have had a great stream on Josh's channel. Hope you've enjoyed his dulcet tones and wildly uncontrolled facial hair. If you're new here, if you haven't seen us before, thank you so much for joining. We typically stream 6 to 7 times a week. This week, for example, is a 6-show stream week because tomorrow there's no Liam and Joe show. They are... well, Joe's not coming actually tomorrow, I don't think, at all, because we have Mr. the Kirioth in the studio tomorrow in the Great Hall, and Mr. the Kirioth's coming to film a saga. If you've seen the previous sagas, we've already had Mr. the Hipster himself on. We've had James from Siege. We've had Peachy. We're waiting for the one with Mr. the Pleasant maybe to be edited whilst I'm trialing a new editing studio. We're going to have Mr. the Kirioth confirmed without booking dates. Specifically, we've got Mikey from Hellstorm for next month. We've also had Lawrence from Tabletop Tactics confirmed. Midwinter Minis is confirmed, and I think there's a couple others that I can't remember off the top of my head as well. So I don't know. I need to speak. I was meant to message him today actually, and I forgot. So I shall do this. I shall do the messaging to him on tomorrow or Wednesday, and I'll see, because we said the end of July, so we've got a while yet. But if you're in chat, Josh, please say hello. If you haven't already, and you're one of my beautiful little human beings who doesn't know who Mr. the War Hipster is, then go over and check the War Hipster channel on YouTube. He does painting tutorials and shit, and he basically works wonders with contrast, and me and Joe both can't quite work out how he does it, but he does. They're amazing videos. If you're excited about new AOS 4, I'm hoping his channel will be the channel to go for painting tips and tricks, etc. Getting Valrak on. I've asked him, Dudex. I've asked Mr. the Valrak, and yet with no response. So it's going to get bright. Where is it? Boop. There we go. Alright. Because we're going to go to this. Phew. I had to move the camera because it was in shot, and I was worried that I might have moved it onto something you're not allowed to see. So, thankfully, we didn't do that. Yes. Transfer sheet that you can't see. There you go. Blood Bowl. I don't know what they're for. I'll have a look at those later. So, I've never built a Blood Bowl team before, but we promised you guys Blood Bowl. You paid for Blood Bowl. Here comes some Blood Bowl. Right? When is... Kai, you can fuck off. You can fuck off. Lou... I had shit sleep. A bit, yeah. I had shit sleep and then proceeded to go and use the gym for an hour and a half, which at the time felt pretty good. After the fact, for the rest of today, I felt like I could have slept on a thing that's noisy and loud. I can't talk. Name something noisy and loud. I mean, yeah, I could sleep with them in the room. Are they all the same base size? Oh, okay. We've got a bunch of bases, of course, to mount models on. And we've got 2 sprues that look exactly the same, including the famous goose. Goose. A goose. So we're going to put these here. They don't look that difficult, actually. This could be quite rewarding, actually. Many spearheads on Josh's channel. Yeah, good. Josh is a painting wizard. Many are practicing casting contrast. He is. He is. We'll do your flies up then. What? I figured you'd have hated this team. Why? I never really looked at this team, but Mr. the Kai bought the team for us. So big shout out to Kai in chat, who's there right now. I mean, he didn't pay for his own member, but he did send us some Blood Bowl teams. Paid it forward at least. We get snipping away. So what you can do in chat is talk amongst yourselves. You can, if you want to interrupt me, you can super chat if you'd like to. You hit the little dollar sign on the right hand side of the chat box. Pick your value, how much you think we're worth. Say something to us, witty, funny, a joke, innuendo, some satirical comedy, your own manifesto for this election. I don't care anything, actually, really. But what happens if you do that is that Amy, our eccentric announcer, will interrupt me with a big loud thunderstorm blast, and then she'll talk to me. And she'll talk to me saying words that you typed, right? You can do that if you want to get our attention. Otherwise, Luce and I will probably end up chatting nonsense and bollocks if you don't talk. So it's in your best interest to talk so that we don't fill up all the time with nonsense and bollocks, all right? I think that seems fair. Luce is also hobbying. Just. Because you seem to be swallowing sewing needles. And blaming me and Joe. Lies and slander. It's not true. What makes you think we've raided your sewing box anyway? I took one needle once and I gave it back to you. But we don't use. I explained this to you. We don't use your sewing needles. Right, chat. Right, chat. Let's be real, okay? These nozzles sometimes clog. We know this. They often break and clog. Right? I say break. They just clog and fill with glue and dry. So what I used to do before I learned a magical trick was I used to raid Luce's sewing box for the pins, and you'll know the ones I'm talking about because they have the little like plastic balls on the end of the pin. Are they plastic? I guess they're plastic or glass. Not glass, but they're plastic. So that means you can get your little needle, you can jam it in your Jap's eye on your glue, you can push against the little ball, right? You get once you've got the bit in your Jap's eye, you push against the ball, and then it clears you can sometimes clear the blockage in the tube. Okay. I've categorically said to Luce, you don't do it with a sewing needle because they don't have the little plastic ball, they just have a sharp end, and if you push it just pierces your own thumb. She won't have it, she's not listening to me. I don't think this is the one I want. This is the half empty one. Yeah, that's better. Right, Warhammer, thank you for the gifted membership. Up to 8 people who are already voting for me, Luce, in the next election.
No, I don't want you to be PM.
Oh, why?
Too many skeletons in my closet. I'd really rather it not plastered across all the newspapers.
There's many skeletons in my closet, Luce. I don't think you've got to worry. They'll be too busy digging my past up. On this day, 20 years ago, not quite 20 years ago, on this day, 11 years ago, you sent this tweet. I'm like, yep, cool. That campaign lasted long. It's a pin, not a needle. Okay, well, they've got sharp, pointy bits. That makes them needles to me. Mr. Mordyhammer, all right? The M for PM, make weeks metric, 5-day week, fuck Mondays and Tuesdays off. Sundays would be designated hobby days. You must hobby. You can't go out. You're not allowed. Well, you can go out, but it's a hobby.
How would you get the police though?
Drones with shotguns. Yeah, if they see a person out and about who looks like they're not doing their hobby, then they just get shot. You can go to hobby. The only establishments allowed to be open on Sundays are hobby establishments. See, instant vote-in policy. Telling you. Immediate. If any of you could become Prime Minister, name a ridiculous policy that you'd like to bring in. I don't want to talk about real-world stuff, right? I don't want to talk about current immigration or NHS or any of that stuff because most sensible people will have a view. And someone somewhere won't like that view, and it creates division. And we're not talking about real-world politics stuff. We're talking about silly policies. If you could create a silly policy, what would it be? Like mine is everyone must hobby on a Sunday. That's a silly policy, right? Never actually going to happen. Never going to come in. Come have a 3-day weekend? Yeah, why not? Go for it. That's not really a silly policy, though, Luce. Sounds like a pretty sensible policy, to be honest with you. Seeing a family that doesn't do some holidays. Every pub must have a hobby table. Love it. Nationalised spoons. Naked November. Yes. See, this is the sort of silly policies we're all about. Maybe with these kind of policies, the Monster Raven Looney Party might have actually got in. Didn't the guy who runs it die or something? Who's that? Molten. Yeah, something. The scientist dude. Just yet more evidence that trekking is bad for you. In his final experiment, he did tell you, in fact, that trekking in the sun is bad for you. Confirmed. Don't know who needed that confirming, but has now been confirmed. Katie's put Warhammer W ## K Wednesdays. Warhammer work Wednesdays? Warhammer wank Wednesdays? What's... Katie, I have more questions than answers after reading that comment. Playing a 500-point game with each of my kids, Necrons versus kids, then Dark Angels versus sisters. Sounds amazing. Are we having fun? Mandatory couches for naps at work. Yes, I'm into it. Mr. HSE, we have confirmed to all of your DSE-based regulations. Our kosh is all in order and stored in the correct lockers in the correct temperatures. We do have all of our first aid points stocked. We have the correct number of people qualified for first aid at work. We have a defibrillator on site. Yeah, but where's your couches? Where's your couches? Jelly must be reclassified as a fruit. I'm into it. As a man who's trying to eat healthy and increase my fruit guy with 5 fruit and veg a day, turning jelly into one of them, I'd be happy with that. I feel like there gets to an adult age though where you're almost not allowed to accept or admit that you love jelly. Like it gets to the point where like I shouldn't really say that I'm 37. Do you not think? You don't put it in your hair and nails, babe. You eat it. Yeah. Is that why your hair smells so fruity on Sundays? Ooh, 7 or 8. Where are the options? I get to build both, so this guy can have 7. Pizza must legally have more than 3 toppings. I'm into it. I'm here for it. Look, we could create a great manifesto between us. I mean, most of what we're talking about is probably as likely to come to pass or as truthful as what you see in the main manifestos anyway. The only cars that are legal to be sold and driven are Porsches. Base model cannot exceed 25 grand. I'm into it. Pineapple is allowed on pizza. John, you're out the party. You're out the party. Make Star Wars 789 non-canon. Delete them. Here for that. Here for that. I'm here for that. What's that? Oh, you're in now, are you? Oh, you can just... You can get rid of the back out the pub bit. Just kick the children. Free food, education, healthcare, housing, and cities. James, stop being sensible. It's not about sensible stuff. We're coming up with a ridiculous nonsense manifesto, right? And it will probably still be more sensible than some of the stuff that's out there right now. You heard that? the kids are playing, and the youngest says, he said something. He said pause, and James was like, you can't do that. He went, yes, I can. I can pause, resume, and delay. No, I can pause, resume, and replay. And James went, yeah, well, you can pause, but there's going to be a delay. Playing as kids have got harder nowadays, I reckon. We named Cumbria as the Shire and London as Mordor. I mean, I've met some people from Cumbria, Dave. You do sort of resemble hobbits. You know, hairy little feet and a lack of brain cells. These bits are small and fiddly. Farmer George, thank you for 5 gifted. Farmer George, where are you a farmer? Are you a farmer in the UK or are you a farmer on other climes? Thought that pineapple on pizza was a nonsense suggestion. It is a nonsense suggestion. Yes, James. Okay, I get it. I get the satire. Brilliant. Permanently delete Desolation Marines from existence. Yep, absolutely. You can only shake hands with your right hand. New rules, this. You can only shake hands with your right hand, but you can only wipe your ass with your left hand. Why? Well, they'll have to practice and get better, but at least that means you know for certain when you go to shake someone's hand that they haven't wiped their ass with that hand and not washed. That's about what hand they eat with. And which hand they use to go to the bathroom. It's not about shaking hands. All CEOs replaced by AI. I don't know if I like that as I'm leading this new party. Oh, wow. Kai. You cut me real deep there. He said that I should be used to playing with small and fiddly things. Not really jumped to my defence there, is she, chat? Not really jumped to my defence there at all. Joe must be carried everywhere on his own throne, carried by his enslaved foes. I mean, he's basically carried everywhere now. He wanted to drive to Aldi the other week.
Who, Joe?
Yeah.
Isn't it like a 2-minute walk?
Yep.
Was it raining?
Yep. God forbid we get that national treasure wet.
Morning all, here are my results from my tournament: 1 wins and 4 loses but 1 best stunty and fail bingo.
Clive the Kiwi, thanks for updating us, you legend. Did you have fun though, is the most important question. Like, in the Great Hall, especially if you're representing the Great Hall, we care a lot less about what your result was and more about, did you have fun? What's he got in his hand? Oh, a little knuckle duster. Right, okay. This is very small. I might have to hang on. The magic of television. Ooh. Replace the national anthem of the Union with The Bird is the Word. Oh, God, not in this fucking house. You can fuck off. My eldest son recently decided to show my youngest son that particular episode of Family Guy. And it has been non-stop in this house. To the point where he even went and found it on Apple Music. Because if you find it on Apple Music, what you can do is you can listen to it whilst the lyrics are also playing at the same time. I need some tweezers. Where's this arm going? You can't see because I'm not doing it on camera. If Luce is talking, we can't hear her. Oh, well. You never told me you moved your mic, so I didn't unmute you.
Oh.
Like every time.
Hey, you don't need to be so defensive. It's fine.
I'm not defensive. Every stream chat, like when you move your mic, let me know. Right, I think I know where this goes. Wait until they find Rick and Morty. I've never watched Rick and Morty. Lucy, have you ever watched Rick and Morty?
No.
I've heard of it. I know the imagery. I've never watched it.
My current favourite cartoons are Family Guy and Loud House. Especially the Loud House movie. It's got some great music in there.
Is that the other stuff he's been singing?
Probably.
Liam needs a talk show about what grinds his gears would be quality content. I mean, that's basically Friday night, isn't it? No, no one should wait longer than Brom's first turn to see a doctor. Your eldest has a streak of the malign and genius. Unfortunately, he does. I don't know where he gets it from. He doesn't take after me. He's cleverer than I am. Excuse me. I've had a right sneezes lately, Luce.
You got hay fever?
Yeah, I think in my older age I've developed a form of hay fever. Sneezing loads lately. Okay, better National Anthem. My Warhammer brings all the nerves to the yard. Yeah, okay. Are you going Goose or Badger for the Beastmasters? If you choose Goose, it can be called Tom Honks. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know the rules for... Can I make one of each? Is that allowed? Or is there only one Beastmaster? It doesn't tell me if I build this twice or not. Oh yeah, it does. Look, ×2. So I can build 2 Beastmasters. Can I build one of each? Yeah, I can build one of each. Okay, so one will have a Badger and one will have a Goose. Well, this is fun. Warhammer, I'm worried about Badgers and Geese. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 different types of gnome linemen. And I've got a gnome illusionist. Which there's 2 of, and a woodland fox, which there's 2 of. This makes me kind of happy. So I've got to put his little stick on him now. Okay, that's a big sigh.
You know when you get really tired that you start to feel a little bit drunk?
Yeah.
Did really well though. I didn't reach for the coffee today.
Yeah, well done.
Because I know if I have coffee past Maybe lunchtime. That's me. Buggered.
Buggered. It's good though. It's very, very easy to reach for the coffee. Which one should we build first? Chat, goose or badger first?
I'm going to say goose. I want to meet Tom Honks.
Well, Clive the Kiwi wants us to make both geeses. You can name the geese as either Tom Honks or Goose Willis. Which one do we do first? We do badger or goose? Does it matter what he's got on his stick? Doesn't really tell you, does it? Goose, goose, goose. Okay, we're doing goose first. They voted for the goose first. 13, 14, 15. Here's number 14. Chat, we're on 12 of the finest new members from Monday night. Exclamation mark gift. If you want to throw your members around and slap some in some grey people faces. If you wanna.
If you had to hand fight a goose or a badger, who would you fight? I'd take the badger because when have you ever seen a farmer or redneck mess around with a goose?
Hand fight? I'd probably hand fight a goose. If I had to hand fight it, a goose has got a beak, right?
Yeah.
A badger's got claws and teeth.
Yeah, but the goose has got the long neck that can keep. They can
Snap.
play with the distance to their advantage.
I don't know. I feel like if I'm hand fighting, I'm hand fighting a goose.
I'd love to see a badger.
There's a couple on the road.
We saw a mole on Saturday.
In a hole?
No.
Up a pole?
No.
On patrol?
No. On the road.
You often just don't humour me, do you? What's 16 on this? 16. Oh, 16 is like a baby goose. A goose! He's right here, look. Little 16 here. Stu Will, thank you for 5 gifted memberships. You fucking legend. Up to 17 people. Westy, by the way, thank you for the $10. You're a legend. You're a hero. We love you. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
What's he after?
I think he wants to sit on James's bed with James while they have their iPad time.
He's after something. Like James,
Which
don't
is
fall for
why
it.
you're the bestest big brother I could have ever have had.
Yeah. Just the one goose, actually. Yeah, exactly. So, question to chat, actually. What would you rather hand fight? Would you rather hand fight a goose or a badger? Everyone answer Westy's question now in chat. Go.
Oh, I'm going to go for... I think... I'm going to say badger.
Oh, thank fuck. John's here. Thank you, John. John McCall, thank you for 20 gifted. You're a legend. Thank you so much, you hero, for 20 gifted memberships, John. Exclamation mark Discord. If you just got gifted a membership, get yourself in the Great Hall server with all the fun, cool kids. And I can personally guarantee it's full of cool kids. All right? yourself in Discord. Go hang out with people in Discord. Talk to people in Discord. Say thank you for your membership. Maybe pay it forward.
There's a song called Cool Kids by a band called Echo Smith. And I never heard of them until about 5 or 6 years ago when Jim Jam was in reception and he was doing some kind of Tai Chi something, like the whole class was. I think they were discovering new ways of fitness that wasn't just running around like a lunatic in the park.
Nothing wrong with that.
And I had no idea the class were doing this. And then his teacher sent out a letter home to all the parents and said, can you come and sit in class? The kids want to show you something. So I'd just come off, I think I'd done a night shift or a sleeper shift or some kind. I was really tired, but I wanted to see what they were all up to, especially as he'd been included in the main classroom because he was in a nurture group at this point. And they did Tai Chi, and I was honestly fighting back tears of, holy shit, he's actually doing it, and he looks like he's enjoying it. And there's some kind of arm movement he did that it reminds me of like a sunset sort of movement. So he did this arm movement, and he sort of looked at me, and then he winked at me, and I just lost it. Bawled my bloody eyes out at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Most people thought they'd fight the goose. Although, when given the option of fighting a goose or a badger, James picked Mike Tyson.
Picking up a girl in a bar when you are drunk is like going food shopping when you are hungry. You are going to bring home something you did not want.
Thanks, Steve.
I was about to say, is that Stu by any chance?
The thing is, though, James, if you're going to pick Mike Tyson, you've actually got to fight him. You can't go all Jake Paul on us and fucking cancel it just because you're a bit of a pussy. Under the guise of, oh, I don't want him to get hurt. You've challenged him to a boxing fight, you fucking clown. What do you think would happen? The fucking bell's going to go. He's going to bust out the pillows.
Oh, what's happening with that boxing match now then?
That's the one I'm talking about. So Tyson had to delay the fight because he had a ulcer flare-up.
Yeah.
So he's like, just delaying it. I need to settle the ulcer back down. As soon as I've settled the ulcer back down, back to training, we're back on. It's not a problem. I'll be fine. Jake Paul then comes out trying to act the whole like, oh, don't worry about it. I don't want Tyson to worry about his health and his fitness, so we'll just cancel the fight. So Tyson now gets nothing for it, monetarily wise. More importantly, Paul doesn't have to get his fucking arse handed to him by Mike Tyson, which the whole world has sighed with disappointment at not watching that fucking idiot get his head caved in.
So is Mike Tyson going to sue him then for loss of earnings?
Supposedly, yes.
Oh, love.
Carl says, I'd get me head kicked in for $1 million. It's not a lot I wouldn't do for £1 million, to be honest with you, Carl, right now. Be a straight up chat. I'm so disappointed we're not going to see Tyson destroy him. I think so is the rest of the world, Nick, I'm afraid. Neil says, the most dangerous animal in the world? That's easy. My wife and I'll screw up and say no. Did you watch Eddie Hall mangle those brothers? Yeah, I watched him fucking knock one of them out. Then they restarted the fight with just one of them left after he'd been fighting both of them. And then he fucking killed the other one as well.
Is this the same guy?
No, Eddie Hall. Eddie Hall's ex-World's Strongest Man.
Oh, okay.
They put him in a UFC fight against the brothers. It was a 2-on-1 UFC fight. And they're like half his height. And he picked one up and power slammed him whilst fighting the other one at the same time. Then he was still punching the other one as the other one came running back in and he just knocked him flat out. He's an animal, Eddie Hall. It wasn't really a fight. They're getting a bit silly now, these things, because they're becoming more kind of like weird social media spectacles rather than actual fights.
Well, I guess if there's an appetite for it, then
As always, if people watch it or people pay for it, they're going to keep doing it.
Yeah.
I might see if Joe wants the other goose for his Cities of Sigmar army. His left pec was bigger than both of them, yeah. Okay, so we've built the goose, we've got the baby goose, and we've got the gnome. So now we need to put them on the base, which is... Oh my. I've zoomed the camera in, you can't see what I'm doing the whole time either. I don't think he's going to stay stood up like that. A goose! I've actually made a goose loose. Oh, goose.
There's a goose loose about this hoose.
It's actual goose. He's got a scrum cap on.
Have you ever seen Bed Knobs and Broomsticks?
No. Why do you ask a question that you already know the answer to?
There's some pretty good animals in there that play a good game of football. Small bit of cheating going on.
I don't really know what the fuck I'm doing here. This little fella seems to be going the other way. Oddly. Guy says, I love a name. When I move to Southampton, I'm going to fill my garden with them. There you go, you made the first one, Kai. Just feel it. Little gnome man with an angry goose. Little angry goose man. Isn't that cool? Hey, it's a cool little model. One down. We're going to go through the book, and then we'll go back and start again. One at a time to start with. Although these guys are like... times 2, times 2, times 2. Yeah, okay, so good. So it's 1 for each. Okay, fine, we're good. Let's keep going. Gnome Lineman 1. We need number 17. You just knocked your cable?
No, it was my... something down here.
Came over the headset. They're all about to complain at us.
Oh.
One little lineman there with his little hand up. 18 for his leggies. Little leggy here. How many geese would it take to bring Eddie Hall down? Many geese. Did we ever work out what the actual collective noun for a group of wargamers was?
I think someone came up with a really, really good one and I've forgotten it. Where is number 28 then, team?
27. It's a powerful moustache on 28. Boop.
Ow.
You stabbed yourself.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Are we having cups of tea in bed tonight?
Can we just go to bed?
You don't want cups of tea in bed? See, and this is my point. Why are two of my pins stuck together and why is one of them covered in old glue gunk?
What have you been gluing?
Look at this.
That's not
That's you.
That's not glue gunk.
It's glue gunk and it's bent.
What have you been doing with it?
What have you been doing with it?
Nothing. You're so irresponsible with your needles.
Pins.
Those as well, yeah. There's that euphemism. I wish, Carl. I wish every time it was a cup of tea in bed, it was in fact a euphemism. It's actually a cup of tea in bed.
Cup of tea in bed. We love a good cup of tea in bed. You pretend that you don't. You do.
Well, I've not really been drinking much tea lately, have I?
Okay, do you want a glass of water in bed?
I have that anyway.
I'm having a cup of tea in bed.
You're more than welcome to. We have successfully basically cut tea and coffee out of my daily diet apart from the first cup of tea in the morning, because I think if I got rid of that I might sob.
We might see tearful Liam at 7 in the morning.
But seriously, I used to go through like, what? 5-6 cups of tea a day at least?
Yeah. And when I first met you, you had 3 sugars.
I know, yeah. So I used to wake up with a cup of tea, come downstairs, have a cup of coffee, and then every time I wanted a drink, I'd just make another cup of tea. So much tea, it can't be good for you. All with sugar. I've basically cut sugar out altogether. I was grumpy for a few days, but actually, I already don't feel like I miss sugar. We've replaced it in hot drinks chat with honey. Bee juice in the tea and coffee. Well, I'm not really drinking tea and coffee. Bee juice in the green tea. I've turned into one of those. Five a day, that's rookie numbers. That was on a quiet day. That was like the average or the norm. It's not good though. It's bad. Isn't there another thing in tea as well that's supposed to block certain...
Tannin.
There's a thing that blocks like the absorption of certain nutrients, isn't there, or something?
Yeah, you shouldn't drink tea while you're eating because the tannin can block the iron from being absorbed in the food.
Oh, really? Is it iron, is it? Is that what it stops?
And I found that out because Ben was having one of his healthcare visitor checkups, and she said something like, does Ben have a bottle? And I said, yeah, he has one that helps him go to sleep at night, but otherwise he's fine. He has cups. It's a right mess at home, but he's drinking from cups. She said, what goes in the bottle? And I said, juice, water, mostly milk. And she said, okay, no Coca-Cola or cups of tea. And my face must have been a picture, and I was like, no. And she said, okay, children shouldn't drink tea anyway because the tanning stops iron from being absorbed in their mealtime. Same goes for adults. You really shouldn't drink a cup of tea with your dinner. But she was deadly serious, just making sure you don't put Coca-Cola or tea in a bottle. What?
Problem is, if they've said that to you, that's because someone has.
Yeah. And then you hear the stories from people who were like, oh yeah, I've been drinking tea since I was like 5. And I think, well, you look all right. You're tall, you're strapping. Maybe it's not so bad. Don't recommend it, but you seem to have turned out okay.
That's the sort of compliment you can expect from loose chat. You've turned out all right.
Yeah.
Babe.
Yeah.
Only 35 people want me to be Prime Minister.
Do you know that's 30 more than I thought? It's a hard job. I wouldn't want the stress. I think it's the impossible job.
I thought it'd be more than 35 though, with all of our policies that we came up with.
Might need to rethink the policies.
They're sounds, what are we talking about?
Oh, sorry, that was me again. Oh, that was me that time. Very sorry. Very sorry. I'm tired. I'm clumsy. I'm really
Well, they're
sorry.
not. They're awake now. Tell says weird fart from Loose. Not the weirdest, Tell. Loose little man. Alright, Kai, I'll give you something. They're pretty cool. Pretty cool little team. Once a month there's a bank holiday where you get to punch a vegan. I'm here for it. Pridders. Have I said that right? Pridders, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. You fucking hero. I've said that name before. Clearly here for the Blood Bowl content. Clearly here. Gnome Lineman 2. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted, man. What a legend. Big round of applause in chat for Pridders. Is that the first time you've ever gifted, sir? Oh, yeah, right. What's the team called? Gnomes, isn't it?
S Club 8 bound. Come on, that was the best one.
That's a band. That's not a Blood Bowl team. paying for my gifted. You only got one gifted. You just paid forward 5. What a fucking hero. Put some of you lot to shame, chat. Thank you so much, dude, for paying it forward. What a hero. If you got gifted one from Mr. The Produce, please make sure you say thank you to him. And then use it. Everyone, a lot of people that use it then decide to keep it. If they can afford to, obviously. Don't keep it if you can't afford to. That'd be silly. Okay. That's the bits I need for this cheeky chap. You think there'll be a doddle to paint? I don't know. They look pretty detailed. I might attack them with some contrast. Hey Joseph, how's it doing, dude? How's your gym session? My man, did you have fun? Did you sweat? We're not a cult, Steve, we're not a cult. I've only got half an hour to go, really? Already? It's already 8:30.
Oh, wow.
Time flies when you're making gnomes.
I really miss doing my sewing.
Have you?
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying doing hobbying. I don't think the streams are doing the algorithm any favours. But like I said in the stream last week, these are really good for me. So it's one of those like channel stroke business benefit versus personal benefit, and more often than not we pick the business benefit. So I feel like on this occasion we'll pick the personal benefit. I think that's allowed. I'll take it.
We'll allow it.
We'll allow it.
Are we just doing an hour and a half?
That's the plan, yeah. Why? We want to do some more?
Maybe. Maybe.
Maybe. I'm going to die tomorrow. Oh, I'm going to be sore in the morning, Joe. I'm going to be moving around that fancy studio with Kira off there like a fucking old man. Making noises every time I sit down. Arms are currently in fucking agony. Good agony, though. Good agony. It's a good pain. Not a bad pain. It's always good chilled out streams on Mondays. Oh, thanks, mate. You promise you won't go on OnlyFans to be upset the stream's not doing great? No, I'm not promising that at all, wee man. I promise nothing. Leon's reaching the late 30 stage. Leon, 100% I am. I think I reached the late 30 stage in my late 20s, to be fair. I think I'm in like the late 40 stage now. The stage where you make noise when you sit down and get up.
I've started to notice the lack of sleep. That sleep just disappears for no reason.
Yeah, but your sleep always disappears when the weather warms up anyway, because you don't like the heat.
Yeah, it feels different though. It's difficult to explain.
Difficult to explain. Can't complain too much. Pretty happy overall. That's what matters, isn't it? It's his rants about Luce not pulling her weight on stream I live for. Yeah, I know, yeah.
What?
Missed you, Carl.
What?
Nothing. You got a little pipe and shit in here. Look at that. Whee. I wake up every night at 2 or 3 for no reason. Can't ever fall back to sleep. I wake up at 2 or 3 in the morning for an old man wee. Physical age 46, body age 66, mental age 12. That's all of us. Mid 40s when I wash my face, look up in the mirror, and my face is still looking down. So that's how you know you're getting older. It takes you longer to wash your face. Is he pointing in the right place? I think he's pointing in the right place. Sensible Post was looking at going to tournament end of September, October. I tried to go that time every year. Book it about now. There isn't any on BCP as tend to cause the smaller groups to die out. I don't know. Not that I've heard of, to be honest with you, Dave. I've not heard of smaller groups dying out, but I guess it's entirely possible. Especially if more bigger groups have sort of decided to make tournaments and stuff and make events. It might be harder for smaller groups to get players. But we're also told it's the most played tournament edition out there, so I don't know. Always happens to me, just get comfortable when I need to pee. Preach. Preach, sister! Only 40 people want me to be Prime Minister. I think that's about right.
Yeah, that's about right. 40 people being very polite.
Well, 20 of those was John. Exclamation mark gift. I have 5.5 hours sleep at night, then get up for 3 to 4 hours, then another 3 hours sleep. That's weird.
Oh, that sounds like a...
Good night, folks. Have a good evening. Cheers for your help, Liam, and thanks for doing the names. That's all right, mate. They're actually kind of cool little models. Look at this little chap with his little pipe.
I think they look like Grandad Mario. On the box they do.
I'm so tired, chat.
Do 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 do. Boing.
Anyone going download this weekend? I didn't think the line out looked all that great, so I didn't get tickets in the end.
It's another sports thing.
Download.
Oh. Oh, download.
Download. Download. Yeah, I didn't get tickets this year because I didn't think the line looked amazing. It looks okay. I feel like it'd be fun, but after something like download, I come home and I'm fucked for about fucking a week. So if we're gonna come home and be fucked for a week, it needs to be amazing, not just okay. So chinned it this year. I say chinned it this year. I haven't been for a while actually. I wouldn't like to make it sound like I go every year because I absolutely do not. I think I've been maybe like twice or 3 times or something in total.
Was there one that you went to and your phone got stolen?
That was download.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got mixed with downloads. Yeah. Happens.
Was it pickpocketed? Or snatched out your hand?
I don't know. It just was there for a moment, then it wasn't. So happens. It wasn't snatched out my hand. Oh no, in that regards, yeah, it was taken out my pocket. It was there, and then I checked. I don't know, an hour and a half later. Because the thing is,
long gone then.
Yeah, the thing is, when I'm at things like download or anything like that, you know me, I'm terrible. I won't get my phone out and take photos. I'd mostly rather just enjoy it rather than taking fucking tons of photos. So we're at download. There's me and a couple of mates. My phone was in my pocket. I didn't think about it. I was having a beer, chatting to them, etc., listening to music. Reached in my pocket an hour or so later, and I was like, oh, it's not there anymore.
And I guess because you're also squished in.
We weren't that squished in, but we were squished-ish in. The worst part about it was in a buttoned pocket on my leg, right? Because when there's like mosh pits and stuff, you don't want it in a normal little pocket. So I always keep it in a buttons or zipped pocket, and I think maybe it was zipped, and the pocket was undone. So they'd undone the pocket, gone in there, and yeah, took me phone. I mean, I noticed pretty quickly, got it shut down pretty fast, so it wasn't like they got anything out of it, but.
Well, the good thing is things like mobile banking wasn't really, because it was a long time ago, wasn't it? James was a baby.
That one was, yeah. We were still up in Hadley. We were still in Ipswich.
Yeah.
Still in Tarmy. How was Twickers? Twickers was a fucking incredible day out. A rugby final at Twickers is better than a football final at Wembley without any shadow of doubt. It was an amazing day out. It's a shame my team, if you know, I support Bath. My team lost to Northampton, who did finish the end of the season top of the league, same on points as Bath, but they won an extra game. So, you know, all credit. It was first versus second in the final, which is what it should have been. But yeah, Bath had a bloke sent off after 20 minutes. They played an hour of rugby with just 14 men on the field. And it was a great game to watch. Really, really good game to watch.
Did they not have any substitutes?
No, if a man gets sent off, you can't substitute him, darling. He's sent off.
Oh, is that the same for football?
Yeah.
Oh.
You're down a player then. If someone gets sent off for foul play, you're down a player. That's the punishment your team has to endure for you being a knob.
Was he a knob?
I mean, he nearly took the guy's fucking head off in a tackle.
Oh.
I did, however, take great pleasure in winding Waller up and saying I didn't realise the ref was a fucking Northampton fan when he sent him off.
What's that got to do with Northampton?
Well, because we were playing against Northampton. So if he sends a Bath player off in a final against Northampton, makes the ref a Northampton fan.
Does it?
Yeah, must be. Only logical answer. No, it wasn't. To be fair, it was probably a red card. It was just a bit harsh that it's 20 minutes into a final and he sends a guy off. One of those rare occurrences where he maybe could have exercised a bit of discretion and just binned him instead. But
Okay.
he didn't. He sent him off. Letter of the law, it was a red card. But I don't... I love rugby. I fucking adore the sport, as you know. But it's just not the same anymore. It's a tackle that when I used to play probably would have been fine.
But they've changed a whole bunch of the rules.
They've
now.
changed so many of the rules. I hate the fucking scrums now. I preferred it when you used to clatter each other and try and fucking break each other's necks. It's much better. We also, what's where it took us, who was it who asked? Colin, what's where it took us? We also did the World Rugby Museum. That was fucking great. But again, I came home and couldn't really show loose because I don't take photos. I think I've got one photo of the World Cup, that's about it, and one photo of a silly quote by Spike Mulligan. Terrible at photo taking. Thanks, Tattoo Zoologist. Have a good time, man. Beep, 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 beep. How the fuck? Okay, I get it. I got it. I got it. I remember there was a study saying the impact from old style scrum was equivalent to a 1 ton impact per person. Okay. What's the issue, Sam? Struggling to see the problem, mate. Running this little chap, isn't he? He's off. Get him done. Oh my god. They are fiddly little bastards, despite being 4 parts apiece. No issue, seems silly they got rid of it. Nothing like a bit of televised brain damage on a Sunday. Have any of you, lovely, beautiful humans, been up to any kind of hobby tonight? Let me know right now. Tomorrow as well, we have No Liam and Joe show. We have Mr. Kirioth in the studio for the evening game. And for those of you loyal 100 people that have hung around, we have some of this action to play tomorrow. We have the brand new mission deck, which I've been through a few times. We've installed the new scoreboard. So So this will be exciting to play tomorrow. Tested the scoreboard yesterday when I went in and dicked around with it. I was originally going to do the show tonight. I wasn't going to build any models. I was going to just go through this deck with you on stream on a top-down camera and show you all the cards and stuff. And then Lucy was like, I'm really looking forward to hobby stream. I was like, you know what? I'm actually looking forward to hobbying as well. So, you say Ipswich? Did you live there? I lived in Hadley in Ipswich for, how long were we there for? 6 years? 7 years? Something like that? Close to?
No.
I was there for like 7 years.
Yeah, me and James were there for like Blink and You Miss Us.
No, we got married in 2011, so you were there for 3 and a bit years.
I really don't think I was.
We got married in 2011, and we moved into our married quarter. I left the army in 2014.
No.
Yes.
3 years?
Yeah.
No.
3 and a bit years. We got married in April 2011, and you moved down to Chesham in the...
Chesham?
Yeah.
Okay.
In the July of 2014 into the bungalow.
Yeah.
Maybe the June, and we stayed there till the December where we moved into Tottenham, into Jelly Road.
Yeah.
There you go. Silent King base underway. Sounds amazing. Also, it's the missus's birthday, says Hamish. Well, happy birthday to the missus. Cooking pavlova a hobby? Yeah, why not? Is it for her birthday? Painting old war skellies for my Tomb Kings. Working on Phantom's leg. Not tonight, boss. Eyes are tired. I don't blame you, mate. Putting together a Necromunda gang. Washing crew. Applied decals to a librarian in Hellbury. Sounds amazing. Played Tiberian Sun. Oh my god. Worked on a Cavalier Marshal. Joe will be proud. Faints. Finally some sweet Blood Bowl action on the channel. I just built this team this weekend, aiming to use them in a tournament at the end of the month. Amazing, Darren. You have to give us posters as to how you get onto. There's grey names in chat, by the way, team.
Ooh.
Exclamation mark, snipe me, all one word if you're a grey name. Exclamation mark, snipe me, no spaces, all one word if you're a grey name. And if you're lucky, someone might gift you a membership to the Great Hall. Rubrics for my new Thousand Suns. Painting World Eaters listening along. Well done, Jordan. Getting some of my CSM Death Guard done. The majority mainly support football. Our football team is still shit. Trying out some inks to do panel lines on tower. I've never got on with inks. I lived in Ipswich for 5 years. I was in the band Devilment with Danny Fifth, Cradle of Filth. I think I've heard of that band. Not Cradle of Filth, but Devilment. I think I heard of that band. Oh yeah, she loves it. I love a good pavlova. Ooh. Painting Bayard's Revenge. Cracking model. Joseph, thank you for the gifted. What a legend. 36 people want me to be PM. What a hero. Thank you so much, mate. Oh, the number's gone. Oh, no, it isn't. It's still there. It's 41 people, apparently. That's wrong. Why is it? Where's that? This says 39. That says 41 now. It's lying to you. Building some jump pack instances to play Skyclaws or something. This is not sure which. Laundry, ironing, dinner, and getting food ready for tomorrow. Sounds like a great hobby there. I was in Ipswich when Chris Marsden. Fuck me, that's a name. That's a blast from the past. Ran through the entire Ipswich defensive score. Finishing up a DA Redeemer. I fucking love a Redeemer. 2 days to continue on my salamanders. Sometimes it's okay to take a break. It's perfectly alright to take a break for a little bit. Or change up something different. Little palette cleanser. Like, it's perfectly fine. It's allowed, in fact. You know, it's allowed. Damn Legion 6 is so much more work than a 40k chapter. I'm on 788 salamanders painted now. Oh my. That is many salamanders. I may go paint my square-based black orcs.
Is that Dave?
Yeah. How did you know?
Square bases.
Oh. How's your sewing going?
Yeah, good. I've got to tidy up some edges.
Oh, that's a lot then. You're almost done.
We can call it nearly done.
That doesn't sound as promising as I thought.
It's not.
Wife is getting the kids to bed, so more work on the Harry Potter book nook.
Oh, book nook.
What's a book nook?
It's like a. You can use them as bookends or like little sort of curiosities in your bookshelf, and you can light them. It's kind of like a doll's house room. but it can be from your favorite book. It can be from a scene from a movie. You can even replicate your bedroom as a book nook. And it's just meant to be something like your Viking village does. It lights up your bookcase, and some people use them as night lights.
That's not the Viking village, that's Rivendell that lights up the bookcase.
Whichever one it is. But some people use it as night lights instead of having this night light that ironically keeps everybody awake.
Yeah.
Instead of just ambiently lights the room.
Building Zephyrim, Sisters hype. I think Sisters look good, Brandon. I think they look good. Davey, thank you so much for the gifted, man. What a legend. You're a hero. We're actually up to 40. Ignore that tracker. It's lying to you. Even the tracker's like, surely it hasn't been this quiet. Liam, look on the whip on Discord. I will do, mate. I will do. Actually, have I got Discord open? Where is Discord? I haven't got Discord open, have I? Boop. Boop. Discordia. Is it on the Hobby Night whip? Let's have a look at Hobby Night whip. Hobby Hangout whip pictures. It's not in there. Normal whip. Test fitting the main bits. I'm doing all wash you for adding a tree, a few birds. That's cool. That's really cool. Okay. I'm into it. I'm into it. Today I realised after 2 years of owning my phone, the screen protector I had on the front of it wasn't actually a phone protector. It was one of those peely bits of plastic that they put on screens.
Ooh.
Well, now you've got a whole fresh new screen, right? I've got the Viking Village, Leon. It's there. Viking Village, Rivendell. Viking Village, Rivendell. We're good, mate. Thank you, though. He said everyone should get me the Viking Village. Exclamation mark chat. Can't beat a bit of whippage. Whoosh. I thought we're benches in a corner to read. Book nook, I thought were benches in a corner to read. Ah, right, okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's also, yeah.
What did I miss? Not a lot, 855 actually. I built some gnomes. Kind of just enjoyed the evening a bit. I say the end though. I think Luce wants to keep going for now.
I'm just
talking to you people for a bit.
Yeah, I'm just tidying up my edges. I don't want to leave because I'm quilting.
Yeah.
And there's pins everywhere, as you can see. So I don't want to leave this out for Ben to go, ooh, ow, and then
Yeah, of course.
Mum hurt me. No.
Which means you've got to perhaps a little bit more time. If you've got any questions, big postcards, chuck them in, and I'll answer. There are some things that have changed in this mission deck if you haven't seen content already. Things that I personally think have monumentally changed for the better. Lots of things that have changed for the better. So, got questions, throw them our way. It's a decent little deck, this. I don't know what the cost is going to be. Is it up for pre-order already? It is, isn't it? What's the cost of this thing? Vastas cast. Bit of talking will do me for the drive home. Aw. How long's your drive home, Mr. Whitey? Shop. New and exclusive.
Whitey can't get back to you because he's currently driving.
He's
you?
He's in Australia, rules might be different. £20? £20 and 50 pence for this. £20 for their objective set? That is not worth it. Jesus fucking Christ. £20 and 50 pence. That's a lot in it for a deck of cards. 15 quid, I reckon this should have been. Mind you, I guess I don't know the cost to actually make it. The missus wants to know what Luce is sewing.
I am making a seat cushion for when I go to home ed meets because a lot of the times there's either bird shit on the bench or when the teenagers hang out in the park until 2 in the morning, they leave all their shit behind so the seats are sometimes. Ugh. So that's what I'm doing, making a seat cushion.
Hang on, Mikey's got a couple of questions. Is there anything about the deck that you don't like? I'm not a huge fan of the new deployment maps.
Is she quilting or is Lice really just sewing up Liam's pants?
Your name's now Lice.
I'll take it.
Thank you, Holio, for the dono. Almost, I think, nearly doubling our super chat total for tonight. I think it's not quilting, is it? Is it quilting?
It's quilting because I'm doing like patchwork.
Okay.
And obviously I want to keep. So when I use it in the winter, I want to keep the heat as much as I can, sitting on a metal bench. So.
Yeah. So I'm not a massive fan of the new deployment maps. If you guys have seen them, I don't really like the new deployment maps personally. I'm not a huge fan of those. They have removed chilling rain, which I guess I'm kind of positive for. I think I quite like that on the whole. There is the only thing I guess I'm not a huge fan of is there is a lot of focus on actions, and as we say quite often on the channel, actions are for virgins. Right? I don't like actions. Defty Music, welcome to the channel. Thank you for becoming a member all by yourself. Mordy Hammer, thank you for one more gifted. You're a legend. It puts us on. I need to correct the thingy because it's wrong. It puts us actually on because YouTube tells me straight up. Thank you so much for the gifted, people. We're not nearly halfway to the target, whilst being 1 minute to the scheduled end. So I don't like the heavy focus on actions. That being said, it's not the worst. Some of the actions they're now called actions, and actions exist, and there's things that you have to do. Like some of them finish at the end of your turn, some of them finish immediately, etc. Some of them at the end of your opponent's turn, so there's a bit more interactivity. So it's not the end. There's a fair few things in there that let you do things and action. Like shooting or whatever, or falling back is still actioning. And then some of the changes they've made to units that can do actions, I'm really positive about. You can't fall back and do an action. You can't advance and do an action. So all these fucking gamey dickheads that have played 10th so far, they've made sure that every single one of their units has got at least one single assault weapon in it so they can advance, therefore still be eligible to shoot, therefore still do an action. Can't anymore, which I'm really happy about. So yeah, there's a big change there. The secondary objectives, there's a fair few changes. A lot of them are like little points tweaks. They're kind of laid out nicely. They're done better that way. Some of them are cool. There's a couple cool new ones. There's a lot more thought about what happens if you can't actually do the secondary, which I think is better because that's more interactive. It doesn't punish you. You just get told, shuffle it back into the deck and draw another one, which I'm a bigger fan of as well. I think that's good. So yeah, I think that's better overall. The mission rules are slightly better. There's a lot of focus in the mission rules, at least in some of the secondaries, around battle line units. Battle line is much more. I think you're going to see more of them. It doesn't force you to take battle line. It's not like if you didn't take battle line, you can't win. But in certain missions, having battle line is 100% going to benefit you. Specifically, now this depends, right? What GW do? What's interesting here is if they update their tournament pack. I don't know if they've done that yet or if they are going to. Let's have a quick check on the Warhamster community page. Downloads Warhammer 40k. Muto and Phil menu, balance data save, rules, commentary. So they haven't yet updated that I can see the tournament mission pack. Legends of the Heresy. Combat Patrol, Crusade Rules, Leviathan Tournament Companion. So they haven't yet brought out a Prior Nexus Tournament Companion pack. That's important, right? Because when they built Leviathan Tournament pack, the Leviathan deck, they then brought out a Tournament Companion pack that went, here's a bunch of pre-built missions. These pre-built missions are the ones you should be using at tournaments, and so people could kind of tech and build around that knowledge. If they do the same thing, it'll be interesting to see which of the mission rules they choose to use in their pre-built mission packs. Because that will then determine as to whether at tournaments at least you do see a bit of a resurgence of battle line units or not, right? Some of them heavily focus on battle line, some of them not at all. I think on the whole, especially if you're drawing random cards, if you draw certain random set mission cards and you don't have battle line, it's going to sting a little bit, right? So I really do think we'll see some battle line returning. My big concern right now is not all battle line are created equally. And so if you have Space Marines or something akin to Space Marines, arguably even Orc Boys, you're probably in a better place than a person who has Termagants and Hormagaunts as their battle line. Calling it now, this is the beginning of GW starting to realise that going back to 8th, 9th with 4th Org and unit types, etc. is better. By the time we get to 11th, we'll be back where we started. Maybe. I feel like, Sam, if I'm honest, they're going to be a bit stubborn. I think they're going to go, no, we don't need Force Orgs. We'll just have focuses on things like battle line units. One of the biggest reasons why I miss HQ, Troop, Elite, Fast Attack, Heavy Sport was just for the way the data sheets were laid out in the Codex. That's the thing I miss the most. If I'm honest. But hey, I think it's going to be more fun than Leviathan at least. But if this is what we've got for a year, and only this, it will suffer the same problem as Leviathan, and it will get boring. Evening fellas, missed the last few streams. What's new on the Dempsey AOS front? Did you guys see the AOS announcement today? Was it today? Did you see the AOS announcement today? Did you see they've announced the pre-order date? 29th of June, you'll be able to pre-order your copy of Scaventide. For release, surprise, surprise, no one is shocked, on Saturday the 13th of July. Announced today. I think it was announced today. So, in terms of new on the AOS front, with that knowledge in mind, not a lot I can talk to you about. It is good that they've given Battleline units the gift of life. They have a little bit, yeah, 100%. It's definitely better. I don't necessarily think it's perfect, but it is definitely better. When will the Space Wolves get their Primarch back? Who knows? It could be assumed that because we know Emperor's Children are coming soon, and therefore we know that Fulgrim will probably have himself a plastic 40k model at some time in the near future, then it could be assumed that they'll give Loyalists a Primarch as well. That being said, it's not been 3 for 3 yet. It's 3 for 2 right now. 3 Chaos, 2 Loyalist. I don't know if they'll want the balance to be 4 for 2 for very long at all. So, how much is it expected to be? What's that, mate? New AOS box, 140 quid. 150 quid. 140 quid. From GW. Well, it was in that competition, the T's and C's, I can't remember. It's 140 or 150. I think it's 150, actually. I think Leviathan was 140, so I think this one's 150. But that's from GW Direct. So, independent retailer discount, probably. Do we know if they will release Skaven and Stormcast battle tomes at release, or they do the good thing and leave everything at index for a bit? I don't think you'll see battle tomes on release, Albin. I don't know when they're due out either. Just realised I'll be out of town when the box arrives. Sad face. Hope it's Vulcan next. Vulcan will be cool. The whole index thing was their chance to allow Stormies to not get first battle tome. Yeah, but Stormies are in the box set. I would imagine the box set factions will get their codexes first. Sorry, battle tomes first. I'll use the correct language for our iOS supporters. We don't know which Primarch for Loyalists is coming back. Could be anyone. Exactly. There's a few. Khan, Russ, Vulcan. There's a few that could come back. There's a few. You're going awfully quiet over there.
Yeah,
Concentrating.
I'm just trying to do this quickly because I know you want to go to bed.
It's all right. I'm fine. I'm chatting to people. If we'd smashed through all the targets, well, right, off bed. Go. We're done. We're well off both. Oh. So I am tired today, though. I feel like the long weekend's caught up with me.
Yeah.
Cheddar Gorge, Twickenham. Building that barbecue yesterday was fucking hard work, actually. Found a local D&D shop nearby that is doing Warhammer Night once a week now. Brill, hope to get back to playing some games soon. That sounds amazing, man. Doesn't the Necron Collector, Drazen, have a clone of one of the Primarchs in his archives? I don't know, actually. I have arguably the best battle line units as Templars, but this new rule set won't really encourage me to take more. No? How many did you take already, though? If Grey Knights get their Primarch back, that would be the Emperor. I think eventually we'll probably see them bring, if not every single one that doesn't have a current conclusion, I think is probably the better way of putting it, right? So I think every single Primarch that doesn't have a current conclusion, you'll probably find that they'll probably find a way of weaseling them back into 40k because they can sell plastic models, which is what they want to do. If they've had a conclusion, I still wouldn't be massively surprised to see them retcon some lore or come up with some kind of miracle as to how they've come back. Like, it's always definite. Because they can make more money by selling more.
Feels a bit like a soap opera when they kill a character off, but they're not actually dead.
Yeah, it's GW do it quite a lot. They'll change rules, they'll change lore-based things to sell more models. They do it quite a lot, actually. It's a thing. I want to make money. Don't know why, but I'm not getting good live updates from YouTube or Discord. Frog in hell. Brian, is that you accepting or admitting to being late? I hope Dawn comes last just to annoy Valrak. Oh, Stu, thank you for the 10, dude. Tripled our super chat revenue. What a legend. No, this was Grey Knights player, but your gene seed is not Emps. It's a mix of all dudes collected in the heresy. Is that true? So Luna Russ is having a very long shout. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Stu. You're a legend. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Very much so. What happens when you admit to being late? Do you know what happens when you admit to being late?
I would never admit to being late.
No, it's wise. We normally 5 gifted membership people fine. We normally 5 gifted member fine people for being late, Brian. No, oh, he paid it. He paid the fine.
Brian.
I was about to say, since we're nowhere near any target, don't worry about it. And then he paid the 5 gifted fine anyway. Brian, what a legend. Thank you so much for 5.
Loose is brilliant. Loose is great. We all love a loose fact. Enjoy the cup of tea in bed. Smiley face.
Oh,
We all love the loose fact.
who's that from? I can't see that.
Mrs.
one.
Stu Will.
I think I'm having slow updates as well.
Well, I mean, YouTube's been under 100 people all night tonight, so maybe YouTube's just being a bit funny today. It's possible. It happens. Thank you, Brian, for the 5 gifted and for paying the fine, man. You didn't have to do that. I was only joking.
Thank you very much, Stu.
Yeah, thank you, Stu. You're amazing, you people. I think I might keep this, like, gnome project on the desk, and every now and again when I've got 10 minutes, I just build a single gnome as a thing. Yeah, because they're only like 4 pieces, but I did the 4 tonight and my eyes were starting to sting. I actually, you know how they actually sting just by being open? I was like, I probably need to stop. I'm quite tired. I probably need to stop. A bit of painting earlier, my eyes started stinging. I did just... Like fucking... Someone's poured vinegar in them or something. Oh my god. It's getting so... Oh, I'm so sorry, chat. It's very rude of me. It's very, very rude of me. Mondays? What about Mondays?
I don't like Mondays. Tell me why.
My bond is finishing for my house in 6 months. Just 6 months and the bank can fuck off, then it's mine. Is that like a mortgage? It's the same thing, no? Is it? Ugh, I wish we had a mortgage, Luce. Mark says, so because of you, I've been to the gym. What, have you only just got into chat? I admit to being late, Mark. That's good, though. I'm pleased. I'm glad. I'm pleased for you, sir. We are still sharing very constant and consistent updates in the Only Thanes fitness thread. There was an amazing comment in the Only Thanes thread. I told you about it, at least. I'm going to go and find it right now. Right. Where is it? In here. No, not that one. In here. In here. Can I find it?
And then...
Someone posted in the Thane Fitness and Accountability thread that we have in the Only Thanes WhatsApp community. Side note, what a lovely place of positivity. I really appreciate this space and being able to reach out for advice without it being a thing. I also absolutely love seeing everyone's workouts and progress. It's truly an inspiring experience.
Aww.
And I was like, I made my day.
Yeah.
Absolutely made my day. So, if you know who that was who wrote that, thank you. You're a bastard for doing the gnomes. I have been tempted. And now you're testing my willpower as I really don't need... I didn't need the fuckers, but so want them. They're actually cool little models. They're all right. I think for me personally, when I start, you know, taking Blood Bowl in the manner in which it's intended, rather than trying to take it too seriously, I'm like, these are cool little models. I was here early, but you don't fucking reply. Ah, Mark. Is that why you went to the gym? Because I ignored you? Is that what it was instead? There used to be a pub called The Gym. People were always going to the gym. That's fucking genius.
Work off his beer fitness.
Dave says, I go to the gym called Greg's.
Does Jim work there?
Yeah, I need to be in better shape just to play 40k. I mean, that's an arguable one. I think it... So, physical fitness helps mental stamina. Normally. Typically. If you do... I don't know how many of you have done this. I'm sure most of you probably have. But if you go to a tournament or a GT and you play on the first day and you play 3 games, normally you play game 1, you have lunch, you play game 2, you play game 3. I typically find that by the end of game 3, I am mentally absolutely fucked. I'm so exhausted at the end of game 3. So I feel like there is a bit of a link there where you can potentially be in a slightly better mental state at the age of round 3 because you're less kind of fatigued. Because if you're like sugar or caffeine reliant, you're not getting that sort of fix. I guess you just get more tired and more fatigued, and then concentrate on your 3rd game of Warhammer. Luce played 1 game once, and she came away and was like, Jesus, I was knackered at the end of it.
Yeah. This is why I think it attracts a certain type of person, because I just don't have the available space in my brain to absorb that kind of rule set.
It's hard at my age to stand there. At my age weight, to stand there, it's hard to stay focused. Yeah, it is a lot though, mate, to be fair. It's a lot, to be fair. Like, 40k is not necessarily an easy game to play in general anyway, especially when you need to remember so much because so many things are in so many places. It's just not an easy thing to remember, right? Game 3, I'm fucked. You and me both, mate. I saw Jim today, says Rob Paul. With a J. How close? How close? This is a sentence I didn't think they'd ever ask you publicly on YouTube. How close are you?
Very close.
Over the weekend, I took my narrative Dark Angels 2,000 points to the local gaming store. Got matched up with, stroke murdered by meta chasing Tyranid fucker. Was about to ready to drop kick the shit bird for bigness. Amazing! What an amazing comment. What was going on at the LGS day, Brian? Was it just like a random pickup game? Was he expecting you to come with your narrative Dark Angels? One quality game is enough, then I need a nap. Isn't it amazing how mentally taxing it is nowadays? I don't remember it being this mentally taxing before. Maybe it was. I was just younger, more sprightly, had more energy. Maybe that's what it was. I've just blasted a 12-hour day, 30-minute break. I'm okay, and it's complex concentration, but 40k tires me out. Isn't that weird? I guess I never thought of it like that as well. People do longer shifts and are less tired. My quick maths is shite for tournaments. My 40k games need shoes to be removed for advanced mathematics.
I have a theory.
Yeah.
That I think it's tiring because you're not moving about. You can do a mentally taxing skill equal to the amount of Warhammer, but if there's physical movement involved, like...
I guess it gets your blood pumping.
Yeah, then you're not as focused on how much brain power is required.
It's interesting, because if your blood's not pumping around, you're not getting oxygen to your muscles and stuff, then it's possible, I guess.
And you're probably also fighting the feeling of nearly fainting because you've stood still for so long.
Just a fun open 40k day. Oh, that sounds a bit sucky then if you bought Meta Tyranids. I get really sleepy late game at 2k. Tournament this weekend, let's see how that goes. Are you a normal tournament guy though, Mr. Hamish? Do you frequently go to tournaments? Or is it like a first tournament or what? 3x screen straight and a Swarm Lord butchered me. Ugh. When I was younger, I felt like I could nap while awake. These days, I'm awake while sleeping. I took Tactical Marines. I got so fucked. What in? I took Salamander's army to try 40k 10th edition. One game, and I didn't play 10th ed. 40k power game has taught me why I don't play. It's a shame that's your experience, though. We're still having a lot of fun at the moment. I have so much fun with Joe. You want to try a Throne of Skulls event, just relax and laugh. I get really sleepy talking to idiots. Nope, and I'm running a meme list in a pairs. Pairs is great fun, though. Doubles or team events are goated. They're the ones to go to. They're the most fun. I love a good team event. I love a good team event. It's my fave. I've done one before and went 2-1, so not too bad. Team events are great. Pairs events, doubles events are good. I've played 2 doubles events, maybe? I think I played 2 doubles events. Lots of fun. Lots of fun was had. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
What are you making again?
A seat cushion. So...
Oh, so this is just the start of it?
Yeah, so
all
these little pieces, this is quilting, but I want to make it so that I sort of pocket any hot air, because some of the benches are metal, or where the benches are in the windiest place.
Oh, this is when you're out and about home ed-wise?
Yeah.
You ready, chat? You ready? If this isn't worth 53 members and £70 in super chat.
Sorry, I'm clumsy, I'm tired.
I'm trying to sell it and you're just going, right, they've not done it, they're going to have the fucking noise.
I'm sorry.
If this isn't worth 53 members and £70 in super chats, then I give up for the week, right? That's what Lucy's been making. Look at that.
It's just fat quarters that you can get from like a haberdashery shop, and because they're all a bit sort of childish, the boys won't want them. The boys want, like, I did Roald Dahl and Minion handkerchiefs for the boys. This is too young, but it's perfectly good to make for my arse to go on, so it's being used.
If your arse is going, you don't have your pocket in too much hot air. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wait 5 minutes now for the 53 gifted membership to come through. Right. Escapade says, I missed my hearing.
I'm sorry.
Wait for those to come through and the super chats, and then we can turn it off. We can go.
No. That one's you. All that gloopy, and it's bent as well.
Yeah, right, yeah.
That's you. And you've put it back in my pin.
But it is a
Yeah, but it's
pin.
covered in glue shit, and you've put it back in my pin pot.
Well, you should have binned it then. Thank you, Esther, for the gifted. That's the start. That's the start of the 53.
And that.
There's 95 people still That's really bad, that one. There's 95 people still watching. We could do it. If everyone gifts 10, we might hit the target. Warhammer, thank you for one more gifted. Looking good, Luce, they say. Go, Luce, says Dave. Right, I've got all the glue off of it.
My missus reacted to the fat quarters from the other room. I was busy cooking. Thank you, Mrs. The Hamish.
We're a family-friendly show, Hamish, all right?
Yeah.
I've got all the glue off it. Do you want it back in its bent form?
No.
But all the glue's off now.
If you run your finger along it, is it actually smooth? Because if that snags any of my fabric, I'll be really cross at you.
But you said you don't want it back, so why would you be cross
So
at
then
me?
why are you offering it? Clearly it's not smooth. Don't give it to me until it's smooth, because it'll snag my fabric.
It is smooth.
Is it?
Yes.
Mm,
Yeah, it's smooth.
no.
Check it. Check it, check it. Check it, check it. I just accidentally unmute your stream on a work call with a very angry customer. Well, I'll tell them to chill out and watch the stream. I'm Holy, thank you for the gifted membership. Yeah, it's happening, chat. It's happening. My tracker's died, Dave. Stu, thank you for 5 more gifted. We're rescuing the night, babe, just about. Your sewing is rescuing the night.
Aww.
Oh, Whitey. Thank you, mate.
I think what I'm going to do.
I'm going to love that one. I'm going to love heart that one. Oh, look at that. Luce is rescuing the stream chat.
I think I need to replace the ironing board cover anyway, because it's now seen better days.
Mm-hmm.
But you know how you typically iron on the main body of the board, so there's a whole bunch of fabric that kind of goes on the overhang and then underneath that's practically untouched. I might use that as my insulation for my seat cushion and then replace the ironing board cover.
Just buy a new ironing board cover.
Go loose.
Whitey, thank you so much for the $50, you legend. It says go loose. Professional grifting at its finest. Make a living out of it, wee man.
Rambo.
Luce really cross. Why do I get the feeling that involves shoe throwing and lots of pain for poor Liam?
Oh, I heard the best British saying today. We were talking about how I saw on Facebook a woman who had said she regretted moving to France. She was American, I think, and she'd learnt French, but how super friendly and cheery the Americans are versus how rude and abrupt the French are. I don't think they mean to be rude and abrupt. It's just the culture of their language. So there's the nature of their language is that they're very, you either know it or you don't. Why would you?
Just to the point, yeah.
Yeah, and one of the mums was saying, actually, yeah, I've been to France. They're quite abrupt. Now you mention it, yeah, it is. And then my home ed mum friend said, well, we get jolly cross too, you know.
Jolly cross? Oh. We get jolly cross too.
We get jolly cross too.
My fave.
Oh, I felt like hugging her saying, is that the maddest you've ever been?
The missus is saying Luce is right, as if the correct answer is anything else. About what?
About the smooth needle or
I've heard it a lot from Europeans that they often taken aback with how overly friendly Americans are Luce loves a good American customer service.
Well, my friend today, she's from Germany, and she said that she was really surprised how when you get on and off a bus here, the passenger says, "Thank you, driver," and then the driver goes, "Thank you very much, have a nice day." And she was like, in Germany, it's efficiency. Show your ticket, get off the bus. Show your ticket, get off the bus. Don't say thank you, you're doing your job.
Brian says, like, we aren't aware of just how much we're invading personal space and such. Don't you just love American customer service, Luce?
No. No, I'm calling you because I'm pissed off that your product is horse shit. Don't flatter me. Don't try and befriend me. I'm cross. I'm jolly cross.
I think Americans are great. I love them. I love all of them. Smooth needle. Oh, yeah. Like you smooth needle and you snag him. You've checked the needle. Is the needle smooth?
It is smooth. I'll touch it. It's smooth.
There's a reason to go right there. You almost, you half saved the stream. We got over halfway, at the very least. Chat, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. However, I was like, I'll wait for the 53 gifted. We got 8. So that's, I think that's done now, isn't it? We're gonna go. It's half an hour over, but you got your quilting done. Or
and I've got floaty brain.
7 hexagons. They're hexagons, right?
Yeah.
Hexagons. 7 hexagons done. So we built 4 gnomes. Not a particularly productive night, but I like sitting here and hobbying, so I'm actually quite happy with how that's turned out. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight, you wonderful people. I'm so glad you came and joined us for Great Hall Hobby Hangout. Hopefully we'll see you on more Great Hall Hobby Hangouts. Hopefully we'll slowly grow the audience to a reasonable size. I actually don't want Hobby Hangout to be too busy though. I kind of like the quiet chill. Tomorrow, we get back to kind of normal routine. And what I mean by that is at lunchtime tomorrow, there is no Liam and Joe show because we have Kirioth in the studio, Mr. the John of Kirioth fame in the studio for another Great Hall saga, right? So he'll be in tomorrow. If you're at Thane and you haven't checked already, the guest questions WhatsApp thread is open and ready for you to ask your guest questions direct to Mr. the Kirioth that I will read out as part of the saga. And that's what we'll be doing tomorrow lunchtime. If you want to be part of that, !member, click the link. You can upgrade to Thane, come in the WhatsApp chat via a link in Discord, and it opens up a bunch of threads. There's like 5 threads, I think, in the WhatsApp community. Not an insane number of threads in the WhatsApp community, like 30, but like 5, 6 threads in the WhatsApp community, because that's what you should have, right? And then tomorrow night at 7:30, Mr. the Kirioth will be live on the channel with all of his tanks. He's coming to hang out. He packed up in the car today. Put a little picture on Twitter of him driving. So yeah, he's already down this way visiting. I think he's staying with his brother-in-law or something.
Oh,
so
nice.
tomorrow evening at 7:30, it'll be me versus Kirioth using our new mission deck, playing in the studio. Wednesday we'll return with a Warhammer show at 7:30. Thursday, Liam and Joe show will return, and then another live game of 40k in the evening. I'm going to be running sisters on both of these games. Then Friday we're back with 40k After Dark at 8:30. Good. I think that's it. Anything you want to say?
No, I'm
Floaty brain.
Floaty brain, and I'm tired.
Good. You people have been beautiful and wonderful and amazing. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.